Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Bleach season, or 1000 Year Blood War season 1, episode 11. So, we only have this episode, and then next week is gonna be 12 and 13, whether they put them all in one episode or not. I'm not sure, but we are very close to the end, so yeah, pretty crazy stuff, guys. So, we have, I mean, obviously we're not solving all this. Maybe I'm thinking maybe the finale might be Ichigo like getting his swords fixed and everything. Like maybe we're gonna have the soul searching this episode, um, and then when the second core comes out, that'll probably be mostly like invading the Wandenreich or whatever and going after the Quincy King. However, they're gonna go after him, kind of thing. So, um, but yeah, just so you guys know, I'm hoping there's not going to be any technical issues or anything during this recording. I just a real quick thing. I ended up getting a ultra wide monitor, and that's what I use monitors. Not like I don't have like a TV setup. So and I didn't end up liking it. I got one of the ones on the cheaper side, and that's my own fault. You get what you pay for, right? I didn't realize that it had a VA panel rather than a IPS, and I didn't really know the difference at the time. And the VA panel on the one that I got wasn't super great. It had a bit of ghosting that like almost made me motion sick playing games on it. So now I've swapped back to my old monitor. I think everything's set up fine, so I think we should be good. Um, but I also had like some overheating issues with having my heat on and my computer's kind of near my heater and everything, so my computer was turning off. Today's been a mess. But anyways, you guys don't need to hear all of that in more depth than I already gave. So I'll just end it there and we'll start the episode because I'm looking forward to seeing how Ichigo handles this situation that he's in. So without with what Oetsu was saying about needing to look within yourself and kind of rediscover who he is and everything. So might be a pretty interesting episode. So let's get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Viz. Interesting. Right. And he knows the location of all of them? That's crazy. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So basically, he just answered the chicken and the egg situation. He said he's the one that created the Zanpakuto, which means he created the Asauchi method. There's never been like a Zanpakuto without using this method, which means that when he invented Zanpakuto, didn't have one himself until he invented the method, right, of getting one. So I guess that kind of like put a wrap on like you could question whether there were like some Zanpakuto and then the Asauchi method, like he like mass produced it, you know, but no. But this method would have never worked for Ichigo, so they threw him in here knowing he'd fail. But it's about making him realize why he failed. Hey. We're going back to the boss mommy. I don't remember her name. Did you run for it? I love this dad. Ugh. Whoa. That was interesting. I couldn't really tell what it said. I was kind of distracted. Everything but the rain? Is that what it said? It looked like it said R something IN. And it was in the rain, so. Eat! Unagi, that's right. That's what her name, or Miss Ikumi. That's what it is. Is it Ikumi Unagi, or is Unagi just the name of her business? Because I think the business name is Unagi, right? Uh-oh. Oh, is it a Soul Reaper? Oh, his dad in Soul Reaper form. That's why she couldn't see. Ah, he played it cool. But I just dried your clothes! Oh, his Soul Reaper badge, no! Well... She's a nice lady. Sorry about the humming, guys. My heat's running, so... Dad knows some shit. Alright, time to learn. About your mother, probably. I've got a coffee here I'm gonna sip on, guys. You may hear me stir it a little bit, because I didn't do that before the video. You're also partially Quincy. Was it Quincy? Of course. We already know. Ah. Is this when they met? Oh, interesting. He took her name, huh? Or does... No, he must have took her name, right? Sorry guys, it's gonna be a little bit loud starting this. I'm almost done. All the sugar and everything always goes to the bottom of nice coffees, man. Oh. Shit. Obviously I've read the manga. I didn't realize that he was a captain. That's crazy. He looks older than he looked in the old series. In the flashback. So, is he a full-blown Soul Reaper and a Gigai, then? Or is he like Ichigo, where he was human, but could turn into a Soul Reaper, but ended up becoming a captain? That seems like it would be weird. Hmm. He gives off Urahara vibes, doesn't he? Where like he plays like the funny dumb guy, but he's actually like really intelligent and knows what's going on. Yeah. Shit. Some of this. Well, so they were all captains during the time that Isshin was a captain. Oh, so it's already happened. Interesting. So all that stuff already happened with Shinji getting turned into a hollow and stuff? Interesting. For some reason, I thought like Isshin would have been like before all that, but I guess that was a while ago. Hmm. Family of Quincy's. Ah. Oh, this is Udi's dad, right? Yeah. Ominous pan to the servant. Hmm. Clearly not, because we know who she marries. I definitely know that voice actress for sure. I don't know what from, but probably a lot of things actually. I think I feel like I can like hear it in a few different places. Ugh. That rain like slowing and starting to fall like was a little jarring. I've been dealing with a lot of like monitor issues and messing with like resolutions and settings and everything, and it's been like messing with my eyes. Oh shit. Holy shit! Well, damn. Is this where he gets hurt, I'm guessing, and we go back to the beginning? Oh shit. It looks a lot like Ichigo's form. Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so the waitress, like, what are they called? It's not a waitress. I mean, it's kind of a servant. Why can't I think of the name? Like a maid. There we go. Is also a Quincy. Shit, he's dead. Jeez, Sero? Uh, she's like her son. Jumping in no matter what. Ah, so they're going too. Okay. Hmm. Aizen and them covering it up, kind of. And Getsu. Whoa. Shit. Those bastards. Is it possible this guy is a illusion done by Aizen? Maybe not, though. Jeez. Did some damage. Oh shit. Oh, that looks cool. I like the lighting with the bow. And I like it with the fire, too. Aizen just saw the possibilities. What? Damn! She just pulled out like a little mini bow. But it bit her. Oh shit. Yo, you see that block? How the explosion was only on like one half? Did he block that attack from hitting her? Did they show us a sky showing that they left? That little bow that she popped out was cool. It was like a little hand crossbow kind of looking thing, in a way. I mean, in the way that it was utilized, not the exact shape. Love. Yeah, they're probably... Yeah, she probably grew up learning to hate them without ever really knowing them. These two are there watching. Okay. Okay. I think that just proved what I was thinking. Yeah, so that hollow picked her, they're saying. Obviously... Oh, wow, that's the end, okay. Obviously, it looks like the hollow that's within Ichigo, so was it then passed from Masaki to Ichigo after the birth and everything? And then that's the white Zetsu or white Zetsu. That's a different show. Is that the white that's, you know, whatever it is. That's within Ichigo. I can't remember the term they use for him. Um, it might just be white Zangetsu. Maybe that's the term they used, but interesting. That's what I was thinking. As soon as we saw it and it looked like Ichigo's like full holofied form, you know, I started to wonder if that's what it was. And I wrote it down, like hollow bit and stuff like that, and I was like putting the pieces together and writing down notes, and I was gonna talk about it, but then they pretty much revealed that here. Like, they haven't fully said it yet, but that's what happened. But yeah. Oh. Uryu? Who are you? Shit. Alrighty, guys. That is it for episode 11. Who was that at the end there? Let's jump back. Ooh, panic. Zoom in. I mean, I think he's one of the upper guys that's part of the Quincy's, right? I think we've seen this guy like once or twice before. He also has like the white outfit they wear. You can see a little bit of it around his neck. So I imagine that's one of the Quincy's probably approaching him. So I mean, obviously that makes sense. He's a Quincy. The Quincy's approach there, and there's what we see in the opening that I don't want to talk too much about in case other people somehow didn't notice it, you know. But yeah, that was a good episode. I really like that one. I've had my issues with some of these episodes and the pacing and everything, but getting flashbacks on Isshin and everything was pretty good for me. I didn't feel like it felt rushed. Like, the story is still going and there's still stuff to learn and everything. So I was kind of surprised to find out that, so I guess Isshin, Ichigo's dad, was a captain, which I didn't realize. I thought he was just like a normal Soul Reaper. I didn't realize he was a captain. So I guess he maybe either became a captain. I feel like he probably became a captain after a bunch of the captains got turned into the what was their name? The ones that are like partially hollowed, the Vizards, right? I'm pretty sure like 3 captains got turned and left. Actually, no, maybe 4. I think Love was a captain, the guy with like the whip, and then oh, I almost said his name, but I don't have it. The guy with the brass knuckle, or kind of like brass knuckle, what, or it's like was it? Now I'm like just picturing Naruto again, and I made a Naruto reference earlier too. Did he have the same like little brass knuckle blade kind of thing that Asuma kind of has in Naruto? Either way, maybe it was just a knife. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it didn't have the brass knuckle part. Either way, he had like the little knife Zanpakuto or whatever, and he got turned as well, and so did Shinji, and they were all captains before. So I think there was 4. I don't think any of the others were captains. So they lost 4 captains there. It would make sense that they would need to replace them, obviously. And I guess Isshin took that spot for a bit. So, I mean, it's back to that same that same question I asked during the episode, is that was Isshin a Soul Reaper, like, by birth or whatever, you know, and then managed to have a kid with a Quincy? Or was he a human like Ichigo that could turn into a Soul Reaper and became a captain through like that? But I don't think they would take an outsider like that. So I'm leaning more towards the fact that he's a pure Soul Reaper, born and raised, right? And maybe he used like a Gigai, but they also mentioned in the earlier series that he, like, oh, do you have your powers back? So I'm thinking at one point Isshin loses his powers and just becomes like a normal human because of it, maybe? And maybe he's kind of like Rukia and like lost her powers for the most, like almost all of her powers, and just stayed in like a Gigai and couldn't release it, but then he managed to like slowly get them back, kind of thing. It could be something like that, right? But the Gigai, either the Gigai or just Soul Reapers in general, I guess, are able to you know, have kids and stuff. I've always wondered that about, you know, Soul Reapers and everything, is can they reproduce? Like, I don't know that we've ever seen a Soul Reaper that is a parent, right? But anyway, very interesting questions that I imagine maybe we'll learn. I mean, I'm guessing this episode implies, like, the answer. Like, maybe they might not ever come out and say that Isshin was, like, a pure Soul Reaper, but this episode probably heavily implies it, because he must have, like, gone through the Soul Reaper Academy, joined a squad, and then eventually worked his way up to captain. You know, Ichigo never did all that as being a partial human Soul Reaper mix kind of thing, so it makes sense. But yeah, very interesting. The very beginning, we had a little bit with the Zanpakuto and saying that, you know, no Zanpakuto has ever been created without Nasuchi and stuff like that. And I got the vibe. Didn't you guys get the vibe? Hopefully it's not like a little bit of foreknowledge like seeping through, because like I said, I have read the manga a long time ago, and I don't really remember most of it. Every now and then a few things come back to me, but most of it I don't really remember. But does it feel like to you guys that the whole thing where he was like, you know, this would never work, with him doing like an Asuchi and saying that he knows where every Zanpakuto is, and saying like, and then having Renji's reaction be like, oh, you know, like, does it feel like it might be hinting that Ichigo's, and them saying that he's not a Soul Reaper, right? Like, is that hinting? And they also said this episode that the Hollow fights like a Soul Reaper. So I think it's possible they're hinting at the idea that Ichigo has never had a Zanpakuto. He had a sword that they called it a Zanpakuto and everything, but I don't know that it was a real Zanpakuto formed from an Asuchi into a Zanpakuto. I think that's what the beginning of this episode was trying to drill into us, because Ichigo went from like nothing to having a Zanpakuto, right? And from what we understand is they have to be an Asuchi first and then become a Zanpakuto, unless we're saying that the Asuchi, like, I guess they could explain it as the Asuchi being the sword that Ichigo had in the very beginning, that just like big hunk of metal one. And then when he unlocked his Shikai, that was it going from Asuchi to a Zanpakuto kind of thing. But I don't know. I think it's also possible that he never had a Zanpakuto in the first place. So it's just interesting. I just felt that a lot of the things this episode was leading to to that possible idea. But that being said, it's also interesting that his father's ability, when he pulled out the fire, like he uses fire, which is interesting. I thought his powers were going to be a little bit more similar to Ichigo's because he knew about like the Getsuga Tensho and the final Getsuga Tensho and stuff like that. So I thought his powers were the same. In the last series, he was teaching Ichigo a lot about that stuff. And we have the Getsuga Tensho, we have the Zangetsu, and he called Ongetsu, Engetsu. So that's like, it's just interesting how the naming scheme is also very, very similar. But yeah, the fire was pretty cool. It was something that I didn't remember that he had fight. The funny thing is I even played Bleach Brave Souls, where Isshin is a character in Bleach Brave Souls, but I don't remember him having like fire as his attack stuff, even though it probably did in the game. I just have a bad memory, and sometimes I don't fully pay attention to all that stuff, where like I don't think I really played as that character much in Bleach Brave Souls. And so whenever I saw him, if I saw him in like the multiplayer co-op lobbies and stuff like that, I don't think I really ever super paid attention to like what he did for attacks. I think I just focused on what I was doing, and sometimes I don't have the best attention to detail for stuff like that. So, but anyway, very interesting stuff. And I mean, on the other side of things, we have Masaki, who is a Quincy, which they pretty much told us that when Ichigo had Quincy powers, when he was fighting the king. And I think, was it the king who said, like, you don't even know about your own mother or whatever, and stuff like that? So obviously they made it pretty clear then that Ichigo's mother was a Quincy. But we had the official reveal this episode. She's not just any old Quincy either. Apparently the Kurosaki family line is like seems to be like a more royal line, maybe stronger than some of the other Quincy's and stuff like that, versus Katagiri, who is in more of a maid position, but also is a Quincy as well. Probably like a lower family kind of thing. But yeah, it was pretty cool seeing her. It was pretty cool seeing how much she is like Ichigo with, couldn't help but just run in and help people. And, Ryu seemed nice when it came to Quincy's. I was going to say, like, wow, Ryu's really nice. But then he's like, oh yeah, we only go in after all the Soul Reapers are dead. And he's still nice because he saw Isshin hurt on the ground. And I wouldn't be surprised if Quincy's were the kind of people that would just kill an injured Soul Reaper just because they don't like him and say like, oh no, they died in battle kind of thing. Or they wouldn't have intervened at all and just let Isshin die to the fighting that anyway, right? But yeah, so I mean, he at least seems a bit caring to those that are within his circle, right? Like he cares about whether Masaki will be happy marrying him and stuff like that. So he's not a total asshole. He's just kind of like Masaki. He was probably bred into the line of, we hate Soul Reapers kind of thing. And whereas Masaki wanted to help anyone regardless, even though she was taught to hate Soul Reapers, Ryu kind of took the hating Soul Reapers more to heart and just, kept on hating. But yeah, very interesting stuff. I am looking forward to seeing, I think especially after seeing this episode, I think we're definitely leaning into a cliffhanger of invading the Wandenreich, right? And I think what we're going to have is we're going to kind of conclude maybe some of this flashback stuff. Ichigo's going to finish learning in the last 2 episodes. Ichigo's going to finish learning about his past. He's going to go back and somehow get his, weapon or whatever, his Zanpakuto, and everything's going to be good again, and then they're going to be ready to make their assault kind of thing, and I could either either it's gonna end with Ichigo getting his weapons back, or it's gonna end with them being like, all right, let's go invade their place, you know? Like, Urahara is gonna show up and be like, I can open a portal to the Wanderreich, you know? And then it ends. And then we have to wait till the next core to see that battle, so that's roughly my expectation for where this is gonna go. But I'm enjoying what I'm seeing in this episode and stuff like that, so I'm not saying it in a bad way that it ends like that. I mean, obviously, you know, this half has to end. It stinks that they're not doing a second core right away, and we have to wait who knows how long to get it. But I'm sure. I mean, maybe it'll be like ReZero, where it's only. I think there was only like a one season in between, where we didn't have it, and then it came back the following season. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. Link in the description below. All kinds of unique content on there if you guys are interested. Check it out. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.